Well, good morning. Here we are on a Thursday, and we're moving towards the weekend. I know that everybody has probably enjoyed a lot of this very warm weather, and certainly we have needed the break in the weather as well as the rain to kind of clean things up. This Sunday, we're going to continue our discussion on making a difference. Last week, we looked at how love makes a difference in a person's life, and this week, we're going to be looking at forgiveness. Love and forgiveness just go hand in hand. And I think one of the greatest ways that we demonstrate love is our ability to forgive. But the passage we're going to be looking at this week is from Colossians chapter 3, verses 12 through 15. And this passage where Paul talks about how we are to respond and to interact with each other has a very important verse. It says that we are to forgive as we have been forgiven. And that is so important for us to remember because as Christians, we are forgiven. We remember that it is Christ's love that led him to the cross, and it is his blood that was shed on that cross that wiped away our sins. And we are to forgive as we have been forgiven. This means that we must freely be willing to forgive others. Jesus tells Peter in Matthew that we're to forgive 7 times 70. Peter had come to Jesus thinking that, he could kind of get in Jesus' good graces because in Jewish law, it was that if you forgave somebody up to 3 times, then that was important. Then after the 3rd time, you didn't necessarily have to forgive them. So Peter, kind of playing on the perfect number of 7, asked Jesus if that was enough. If you remember, Jesus said, you're to forgive somebody 7 times 70. In other words, you continue to forgive. We need to remember this, that as Christians, because we are forgiven and freely forgiven, that we are to forgive others just as God has forgiven us. It's hard to forgive and forget. And that's hard as, human beings because we are imperfect. But we need to work at that idea of forgiving because of love. As we are commanded to love as God has loved us, so we are to forgive as God forgives us. It's going to be a great service. And I know you don't want to miss this. Bring somebody. Love somebody enough to bring them to experience God's forgiveness in their life. I look forward to seeing you on Sunday. Have a blessed rest of the week.